Mutalisks. See, a lot of people get these 10 Mutalisks and then just not create more and add to that ball, but smart players will, and you will not be able to get Phoenix numbers up fast enough. So going for the cheaper, easier to macro up Stalkers, and I do need something for my Stalkers to help take down these Mutalisks. Blink would probably be a pretty good idea. Getting up a Colossus at this point to try to deal with any sort of Zerglings that accompany these Mutalisks, and pushing out, getting a little bit ballsy here. I do not have enough Stalkers to even take down the Mutalisk numbers, and if he gets a surround with these Zerglings, it's going to be lights out for this small army. So I feel like I need to push out and try to prevent him from getting a third. He gets a good surround here. I do not get any force fields off. He quickly picks off the sentries and just starts focusing down these Stalkers. For their part, the Zealots did take down the Zerglings very quickly, and this Colossus, kind of late to the party, helped a little bit, but it looks like it's going to go down. And now trying to retreat back to my base, keeping that front door intact, but I'm going to lose all those Zealots, so I just lost that whole army. 4,200 worth of losses here. I do not yet have the Twilight Council up for Blink Stalkers, and I'm just trying to warp in. He's kind of going for a push here, taking on these Stalkers as I warp in more, but it looks like he is going to back away now. Mutalisk, 120 life, so with the +1 upgrade, the Stalkers are going to take them down in about 11 shots, but the cannon there, I think, helped a little bit here to try to ward him away. It looks like we had mis-rallied Mutalisks as well. So he is getting up a third at this point, but if we look at the income, still on 31 Harvesters. So his macro is slipping quite a bit. He's not injecting with these Queens. 200 energy on both. Just massing more and more Zerglings along with these Mutalisks, so my income is actually quite good at this point. I felt like I was very far behind, and I needed to kind of push out and keep these Mutalisk numbers in check. That's kind of why I wanted to push out with these small groups to try to take down Mutalisks. Once he gets that ball of 25 Mutalisks or so, they're going to start one-shotting these Stalkers. So trying to engage the Mutalisks and the Zerglings separately here, but again, just not very good. I did not have any Zealot support at this point to take down the Zerglings, so the Zerglings are just going to rip apart these Stalkers. No upgrades for him at this point, though he is getting the attack level 1 for the Mutalisks. Warping in more Stalkers, and again, he could possibly push in here. I finally have a Twilight Council up. I need to get Blink, and check out my minerals again, 1,800, so I need to try to balance the Zealots and the Stalkers here and engage together. Should stop producing Colossus, not really sure what I was thinking, and could be chrono boosting these warp gates, trying to push out more and more gateway units. Looks like I finally have Blink coming up, 110 seconds on that, and if we look, he's getting a number of Banelings. I don't really necessarily agree with the Banelings here, as the Zerglings are good enough against those Stalkers, and Banelings really aren't that great against the Zealots. They just have so much HP. See, he loses all those Banelings, takes down about 3 Stalkers there. Again, I engage a little bit early here. I do not have Blink done, so I should mass up a bit more. He's going to take down another Colossus. So far I've gotten up this Robotics Bay and gotten out 2 Colossus. Both did very little damage. I really need to focus on gateway units here. I feel like I'm really behind this entire game, and I feel at this point like I'm going to lose. There's just no way to combat the number of Lings and Mutalisks that he has. But yet, again, his income is so low, 33 Harvesters on 3 bases, 200 energy on these Queens. He does have them hotkeyed, so not really sure what the deal with his macro is. Again, lots of Lings, no upgrades there. He finally has the 1 attack, and just trying to chrono boost out these warp gates and get as many Zealots and Stalkers as I can. I do have Blink done, so I am going to be able to blink these Stalkers away and do a good job of there, leaving the Zealots with the Zerglings, and again, the Zealots are just going to rip through the Zerglings. I'm going to try to concentrate down these Mutalisks, blinking again away from the Zerglings, and if we look, those 4 or 5 Zealots were able to cut through the entire pack of Zerglings there. And now if we look at the army tab, it's 2,400 to 550, so somehow I was able to recover here. Once Blink came out, I was able to kind of separate the Zealots and the Stalkers a little bit, engage with the correct correct unit against the other counter unit, so Zealots on Zerglings and Stalkers on those Mutalisks, and was able to focus them down pretty quickly, in fact. So still in 33 Harvesters. I don't mean to show you these games where people are not macroing or playing very well. I don't know, he's 1700, so I'd expect he'd learn this at this point. So again, trying to blink away from those Zerglings, letting my Zealots rip apart these Zerglings. I am now at 2 armor and 1 attack. I believe I'm working on another attack, and also going to throw up another Nexus here. So at this point I don't know about his saturation, and it looks like he is getting out more and more units. Now 16 Lings, kind of going to cut him half a little bit here. Does have out more Mutalisks as well, but just not enough to take on the number of Stalkers I have. So Blink really saved me in this game. It's going to allow you to fight what you want to fight. So again, Zerglings are going to come in here, going to be able to blink away, leaving the Zealots up front with the Zerglings, and then with the Stalkers just going to concentrate, queue up some attacks against these Mutalisks, blink towards them, and with this third base established, could be doing a transfer here. Should be pushing out more units here off my warp gates as well. So my macro was really horrible in this game. I made a bunch of bad decisions. My build order at the start got all screwed up because I 10 gated. I got up my warp gate tech very quickly. I did not have my +1 weapons. So while the +1 weapons went up, I decided to throw down Nexus, and then the timing was all off, and he had enough Zerglings, and he had sight on the map to counter the kind of the proxy there. And then by the time I pushed out again, he had all the Lair Tech Mutas up. So pretty poor game on my part, but just wanted to show how Blink can really save you against Mutalisks. Again, not perfect play on his part, far from it. So against a better player, I'd really expect to lose, and even against him, I'd expect to lose 9 out of 10 times. So he's going to quit out there. I'd be pretty pissed if I lost this too. But again, full energy on the Queens. Look at the APM. I get up to about 59 at the end there, so kind of get my act together, trying to keep the actions down. But you can't really lose heart, even when you think you're behind. The opponent may be making mistakes you don't know about. So we always tend to think, you know, I'm bottled up in my base, and Mutalisks are harassing me, I've got nothing, and God, I almost quit out of this game once or twice when he did have those Mutalisk numbers. But who knows what kind of saturation he has, who knows how much energy is on these Queens, whether he's macroing up. So just hang in there, try to get up you know, the right tech, make the right decisions. Even if you are going to lose, it's good practice for when you're in a game that's a little bit more competitive and you do need to make those right decisions. So get up that Twilight Council, get Blink out, stop making Colossi and wasting minerals on those. Keep getting your upgrades. I think that really helped me, as you know, +2 weapons did not finish, but the Stalkers and the Zealots were just doing so much damage, especially against those Zerglings, and the +2 armor as well. Those Zerglings did not have any upgrades, so just doing the very little damage to these +3 or the 3 armor Stalkers, and then Blink made them so I can get away from the Zerglings. Been repeating kind of the same things here, but hopefully you enjoyed watching this game. Perhaps take some of the play that I did at the end there into your game, but not the early and the mid, as it was pretty horrible. But going to try to play a little bit more this weekend. I've been casting MLG Dallas games so much that I've really fallen behind in laddering. But if the 1700 point diamond players are this easy, I probably should push a little bit and try to get higher. So I'll be bringing you more self-analysis, hopefully some better games. I will show some losses as well. A lot of my losses at this point are just, you know, 6-minute failures on my part, so not very good games, not much to learn from it. Not many mistakes I make, just usually one fatal mistake at the start. So hope you enjoy this commentary. As always, check out my channel Matron StarCraft at YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey everyone, Matron here. Gonna bring you another 1v1, this time one of my own games. My opponent will be TremendO, currently with 1711 points, number 4 in his domain.